Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day, and we're going to talk about loyalty is tested in times of challenge, discomfort, and disagreement. And so, I think some of you that have paid attention, for a while have seen, moments where I would wear the shirts that say loyalty is rare, right? So loyalty, you've probably learned at this point in your life, loyalty is rare. And so what I've learned about loyalty is that loyalty is really tested under fire. You can't really test loyalty until there's a little bit of disagreement. We don't really know how loyal somebody is to us until they have an opportunity or an easy escape to not be loyal. And so, this is going to be in your relationships and business and life. What type of person would you like to roll with? What type of person would you like to be? A loyal person or a disloyal person? I think most people want to be loyal. And so why are so many people disloyal? If you want to be loyal, why are so many people disloyal? The same reason why people want to be successful and so many people are not successful. Because it's hard to be loyal. It's hard to be loyal because there's going to be times when you disagree. And so if we're only cool when we agree, that ain't true loyalty. And so most people can't stay for a moment of disagreement. Or if there's opposition, or if they get offered a better situation, or whatever it is. And, I get it. At times in life, you got to do things that are best for you and your family. And I also understand that some people can manipulate loyalty, that it's not really, they're not loyal back, right? So if you're loyal to something or someone that's not loyal back to you, I think where loyalty starts is with your heart and with the understanding of really just doing to other people what you would want done to yourself. So let's just start there. If it were you, what would you want done in that situation? And there's even things, as much as I feel that there's always, opinions vary, right? So you ask enough people, you're always going to have, just like if there's a vote, for mayor or president or whatever, you're going to have people that vote against, things or situations. But, I think for the most part, I could win a vote in the majority of people that have been around me long enough as being on the side of loyal. And you're going to be, you always got a couple outliers out there that would disagree. But I think that on the loyalty aspect of things, it starts with what would you want done to you in that circumstance or situation. And then if you're not happy with something, communicating it. I think being real to somebody is loyalty, right? I'm not going to just up and leave a circumstance or a situation or a person without giving them an opportunity of me being willing to fight for that while I'm like, let me at least communicate it to you a few times. Let us have an opportunity. What I mean is like, all right, the couple the couple that never fights, and then all of a sudden they get in one argument and the person is gone and out the door of like, wow, we're divorced. You had one fight, or we got in two arguments. We've been together for 5 years, and all of a sudden that person is gone, out the door. That is something that I think, is a communication barrier breakdown, that there was disagreements that things maybe didn't ever get hashed out. But I think that is a circumstance where you need to bring those things to that person's attention before we just up and roll and up and leave a situation or circumstance. And so it's remembering where you came from. It's putting yourself in each and every one of those circumstances of what would I want done to me? What would I want somebody to do to me if I were to roll, reverse roles? And if you are a loyal person, you'll create a lot of loyalty around you. It doesn't mean everybody's always going to be loyal, but if you breed disloyalty, you're going to get more disloyalty than the person that is loyal to other people, right? So, sometimes I think what happens to people is they get burned. And so it hurts their heart. And, I don't want to force my faith or belief on anybody, but I know in the Bible it says, to guard your heart above all else, for out of your heart everything else flows. And so, I think so many times people will get burned in their heart. They'll get burned from loyalty, a lack of loyalty, and then they harden their heart, and it's like, man, they just cut themselves off from that ever happen again. Right? Because even when you're a loyal person, you're going to get hurt. And for those of you that do good out there and you're like, man, how does this happen to me? How could this person do that to me? You got to remember, even Jesus had a Judas. So what do you think it's going to be for me and you? You're going to have those circumstances. You're going to have those things. And so I think a lot of times it's the person that gets burnt, that was a loyal person, that kind of stops. And then you got the people that are just disloyal, and then they create disloyalty themselves. They're like, man, I'm cheating on my spouse. I get into a relationship with somebody else, and then they wonder why, well, that person cheated on you. Well, they found you cheating, right? And so that's what happens is you just breed this lack of loyalty around you. When you're a disloyal person, that's all you're going to breed around you. But when you're a loyal person, you're going to breed a lot of loyalty, but understand you're still going to have disloyalty. I haven't found the antidote for like 100% loyalty to where there's no disloyalty out there. And so just know, as a person, if you're striving to be a loyal person, you got to be somebody that could stand there when people are tested, when you're in a relationship and you guys disagree. It doesn't mean stay in a toxic relationship. It doesn't mean staying in an abusive relationship. I'm just saying, in a relationship in general, there's going to be points that you're going to have to work through things and moments where we disagree. That you treat people the way that you would like to be treated. That you keep it real with people. It's that whole thing of like, why are people comfortable telling you things about me? What does that say about you, right? So, for example, let's say you have a mom, right? And your mom is super loyal to you. Well, I bet you a bunch of people ain't gonna say nothing about you to your mom, right? Because if they do, what's gonna happen? She's gonna tell you. She's gonna defend you. She ain't just gonna listen, right? So if people can just talk about somebody else to you a lot, and that person is a friend of yours, what does that say about you as a person from a loyalty standpoint? Right? So I think that most people aim to be loyal. I don't know if people were taught how to be loyal. You know what I mean? So like, some people have the benefit of growing up in an area or in a family or in a household where loyalty is a value, loyalty is a virtue, loyalty is taught by what they witness, of like, man, this person is down. They're a friend of mine. How can I go be there for this person? Not, I'm only friends with that person when they could do something good for me, or when they're up, when they're on the best part of their life, when they're on an upswing. It's like, can I be loyal to that person? Was I taught? Have I witnessed other people act this way? Because leadership is caught, not taught, right? So sometimes you got to give people the benefit of the doubt, I guess, that maybe they didn't learn loyalty growing up. Maybe they didn't see examples of loyalty growing up, so they don't know how to be loyal. So to me, the loyalty piece is, if you have a person in your life right now that is down, are you there for them? Are you finding ways to lift them up? Do you have ways that you could be more supportive to people in your life that are loyal to you, that are down, that need your help, your encouragement, your back, you to have their back? Do you allow people to talk behind the back of some of the people that you care about and love that are friends of yours? Do you speak up in those circumstances if you're truly loyal, right? I think you question, am I loyal to that person? If I allow, things like that to go down and to happen. Can you stay down if there's a disagreement in the relationship, in the situation? If there's a bad season, do you up and leave? Now I'm talking about somebody or something that's loyal to you, right? That there's a mutual, like we're in a marriage here. We got turbulence. Am I up and leaving because there's a little bit of turbulence? I'm not talking about I'm in a toxic relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, and my boyfriend cheated on me 7 times. I'm supposed to stick it out because you're telling me that I'm supposed to be loyal. Like, nah, that person ain't being loyal to you, right? And so I'm talking about those types of things. Somebody that's loyal to you, that's shown loyalty to you. And then part of that is, in any relationship, you're going to have turbulence. So I think part of real, true love and in giving the relationship the opportunity that it deserves so you can be loyal is, I'm going to tell it to your face. Right? So I don't know, I think I seen a thing. I want the type of friend that talks bad about me to my face and good about me behind my back. Right? So versus the person that talks good about me to my face and bad about me behind my back. Right? Don't you want that friend? Don't you want that person in your life to, like, man, if there's some real stuff we got to hash out, if there's some things that you really need to hear, I'm going to tell it to you to your face because I love you, because I care about you. And then you got to be able to take the same medicine, but behind closed doors, it's different. Right? So am I going to up and leave you when you didn't have a good season? Am I going to up and leave you when things aren't as good right now? Am I going to up and leave you, because, you don't look as good today as you did 10 years ago? Those loyalty pieces of who was down for you in the trenches. And then remember that it's difficult to see who's loyal in your life when everything is great, when everything is rolling. You gotta look forward to those times where you have down moments in your life, because it gives you an opportunity to see who you could really trust and who's really behind you. If everything is rocking, if you got courtside front row seats to the games, and you're buying everybody dinner and everything is rolling and you're winning awards and everything is awesome, you can't really tell if people are really just along for the ride or if they're really in your corner. But when you go down, when you ain't buying dinner, when you ain't got front row seats, when you're going through some stuff, that's who you see who's in your corner, who's not in your corner. It gives you an opportunity to really pay attention to see who's really loyal. And then in those moments yourself, you can ask yourself, how can I be more loyal? Because we all could probably be reflective of our life, if we're being honest, me included, to where I could look back on my life and say, man, you know what? I could have been a better friend in this moment. I wasn't loyal in my relationship, at 17 years old or, whatever it is. It's like you can look back on your life and reflect on times where you could have done better in the loyalty category. But all we can control is moving forward. And I think the world would be a better place if we had more loyalty and less disloyalty, but loyalty is rare. Try to be a rare breed. If you're on the GRINDcast, if you're listening to the GRINDcast and you're in the studio with us, then you're already a rare breed. And so I just want to encourage you out there to live a life of loyalty in a world full of disloyalty. Them old school values of real loyalty, those relationships are the ones that are deep and last. Try to be that person for others. You'll attract that for yourself. Not everybody's going to be that way. Don't let it discourage you. But I think there's nothing cooler than having real relationships with people that have true loyalty. And I want to encourage those of you in business. If you're listening to this, I know and you're in business and you've been in business for a while. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Give me a little amen if you're in your car right now, okay? If you feel what I'm getting ready to say. But if you've been in business for a while, you've been in a game of pursuing greatness for a while, then you're going to understand that there's going to be times where not everybody that starts the race with you will finish with you. And there's going to be times where you do things for people in life that you can't believe how much you've done for them. People on your team, people in your business, people in your relationships, friends, whatever, that there's things that you've done for people and you can't believe how that person, after you've done all that for that person, they could backstab you. Don't let that make you give up. Of course you learn and you grow wiser from those moments. Of course you learn how to operate. I'm still learning at 41. I'm still learning. I'm still learning lessons. But don't let that stop you. Guard your heart above all else. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that make you cold. Don't let it make your heart harden. Let it make you wiser. But I think hold on to those people in your life that life has had an opportunity to show you some hard times, and people that were in your corner, people that showed loyalty when they didn't have to. Those are the people you can't let go out of your life. Don't forget where you came from, and don't let go of those people. And then look for the opportunity back. If there's somebody that was there for you, who was there for you at hard times, who was there for you when you had down times, how have you been with going back when those people have hard times? Or how have you reflected? Do you remember times where you needed something or you went through a hard time and people weren't there? How can you find other people around you that you could go there and be there for and put yourself in that person's shoes? But I think, man, there needs to be a manual out here that there's not enough teaching and lessons going on of loyalty out here in a dog-eat-dog world, right? So I just want to encourage you out there to reflect upon your life, ask for forgiveness in areas that you think you need forgiveness in. If you think you could have been better in certain circumstances with loyalty, none of us is perfect. Be loyal to people that are loyal to you. Reflect on man, am I keeping people around me that have shown levels of loyalty? Am I being a loyal person to the people around me, to my spouse, my significant other, my friends, my leaders, mentors, people around me? How can I grow in those areas? Am I being loyal to myself? But just know loyalty is rare. And hang on to people that have showed you levels of loyalty, because it's so rare. Those are the people that you want to keep around you in your life. But let's not be disloyal to people that are loyal to us out there. Let's live a life of loyalty and values and bring it back and teach other people how to be a loyal person. Because there's sometimes you'll get hit with some of this stuff in your life and wonder, like, man, how did that happen to me? Why did that happen to me? Well, it just happens to everybody, but don't let it shut you down. Keep the train moving. Keep the train of love moving. Just be aware, be wise, be smart, keep learning, but also be kind. Don't give up on humanity, because there's a lot of good people out there, and I know a lot of them are listening to this message right now in the GRINDcast studio. As always, you know how grateful we are for you. So if you think this message has added value to your life, or any of the message added value to your life, can you share it with other people, so maybe we can make a difference in other people's lives in a positive manner. As always, if you have any messages you want us to talk on, touch on, teach on, you have any suggestions, let us know, and we're always open. So we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.